Welcome to The Plain Truth. I'm your host, Plain, where each week we try to explore some anomalies, mysteries, and some of the questions that are out there in the world around us. Joining us this week, we have Mark Dansie, who's well known in the alternative or energy research field.
Yes, sir. I'm here in the Philippines at the moment, so I do apologise for any background noises like chickens, roosters, or gunshots.
Oh, that's okay. They come with the territory, right? I mean, when you're in the United States, you have to deal with the same thing, right? No. At least the gunshots, right?
I feel safer here.
I believe you. I'll
give you another example. The Philippines, there's 96 million people on a few islands. It's pretty populated. They're going to be 100% renewable energy within 10 years. They're well on their way now for their grid. For transport...
How are they doing that?
They're blessed. They got a lot of... they're on hot rocks here. I'm 30 kilometres, 20 miles from an active volcano. They're doing mainly thermal. They're also putting wind on... They've got a lot of coastline. They've got 7,000 islands. So they're doing wind, thermal, not so much solar. That's how they're doing it. But they've already been on a path for that for many years. Many other countries are well on their way, including Japan now, and Germany, they're probably ahead in Europe, are well on their way for this self-sufficiency. But what's really cool here, I read about, hey, in America we've got the Tesla, which is great. The Tesla was the biggest selling car of all motor vehicles in Norway last month. That's a pretty cool thing. But here, I'm sitting here, okay, we got the grid sorted out. What are we going to do about all this pollution? I mean, here there's no emissions laws. The jeepneys, the little taxis they use, which is a 150cc motorcycle with a sidecar, and there's, I forget how many of them, there's 3 million of them in the country. It's just crazy, polluting with two-stroke motors and that. What are they going to do? So there's one company here, they're going to build 150,000 of these things. Electric taxis. Not 5,000, not 500, 100, no, sorry. I think it's 50,000. I have to go and check my own statistics. They're going to build 50,000 of these. Or, no, 150,000. Sorry, I just checked. That's cool. It's not like in New York they put 6 taxis. Hey, we're doing electric taxi trial. Here they're going, we'll build them. They'll use them. So there's 150,000 electric vehicles going in this country in the next 3 years just for public transport. I want to tell you something briefly about a culture in the Philippines that really excites me. They have nothing. I'm living in an area where people don't have anything. But they have extended families. That's their social security. They have humanity. They have everybody helps each other. They have humour. They're in the top 5%. Always, the top 5 countries, not 5%, the top 5 countries in the surveys are the happiest people in the world. Okay? Here's the thing that's blown me away here. In America, we're all guys here talking. We're all doing the tech talk. We're talking solar, energy, cars and all that, technical and that. Okay? Typical in Australia too. Here, I was at a function the other day. The men are sitting there drinking, playing cards. The women are all sitting down talking about solar, fuel efficiency, turning plastic to fuel, comparing their latest e-motorcycle they just bought, charging rates. The women are sitting around in this group excited about energy, renewable energy, and what they're doing and their individual efforts of saving.
Seriously? In the Philippines?
I'm sitting here and I'm sort of like, well, I should be drinking and playing cards with the men, but the women have got me dragged aside. Come on, Mark, tell us about what's involved in this. Can I do a gas digester? This is a group of women. And I'm going, oh my God. It's sort of like, we're not talking about Cameron Diaz's latest face job or boob job and all that, or what happened on Miley Cyrus's latest video. They're actually sitting there. And you know what's driving this? The women is the economic drivers. They've got very little resources, as in money, so they've got to make things stretch as much as they can. So I'm in a house now, and I've got to tell you, we're paying about the same as the US for electricity, which is about half the price of Australia. I've got these light bulbs everywhere here that are energy efficient. They've got an energy-saving device, which I haven't pulled apart yet to see how it works, but it bloody works. It sits on my fridge. I think it's tricking the meter. It's not free energy. It's tricking the meter. But these women It's all economic driver. They need to save money. They need to stretch their dollars. So they're looking at how they can recycle everything, how they can save energy, how they can better utilise energy. What resources have they got? So one of the projects I am going to work on next year is a very low-cost plastic. They've got a big plastic pollution problem here. A little really low-cost, few $100 plastic to fuel digester. So they can get all this scrap plastic they got and turn it into fuel, which they can then use to cook with or run their motorcycle. But these women are riding around on e-bicycles and e-motorcycles. They're seriously interested and, got me sitting there getting grilled about what they can do as individuals. And I was at a show recently where they had a lot of these people with the, small water turbines and all these other beautiful technologies, tidal power. And the women were there too with their husband. And they knew just as much as you talk to them. They know more about it than their husbands sometimes. So I'm just blown away that the women are involved. So I'm trying to figure a way, how can I get women more involved in this equation in America? Because the women often run the household budget. In Australia, my niece, she put the solar on the roof, not the husband. Then she realised, shit, I can make a lot of money here. So she put more panels on. She gets a check from the utility company. And she manages that. They do all their washing and that at night. During the day, they're selling their excess electricity at 3 times the rate. They're buying it back at night. The women are the drivers. So you've got to get the women involved, put an economic case, solar will happen, wind will happen, free energy will happen.